And we are live. I hope y'all are doing well tonight. And I hope everything has gone as your day had planned. Does that make sense? I need to mute this. Hold on. I hope everything has gone as your day had planned. Does that make sense? I need to mute this. Hold on. Okay. Well, hopefully that's better now. Anyway, tonight's topic was actually sent to me in an email, and I meant to. Oh, give me just a minute because I want to give them credit. I had an email come in. That's it. If y'all have any questions or anything, feel free to send me an email. I'll put it up and we'll talk about it if I can. This is from Beverly, and it was talking about parking in driveways. So that is a pretty good topic, actually. And my, I don't know if anybody will answer the uh, poll or not. My mind went blank. But if you do you consider parking in the driveway? You know, let's add this on here so you can kind of. There. So are you puzzled on where to park? If you look at that picture, you can see somebody that's parked in the driveway, kind of in an older car, and that could leave oil in the driveway. Or you might have a customer that blames you for cracking their driveway. And if you notice in the one picture, they're parked up in the grass. They didn't park in the driveway, but they parked in the street. And another one is, didn't I get? I thought I got that picture on here. Anyway, they're like parked in the street, but they're blocking the driveway. The driveway's here and they're parked here, and that's a no-no as well. So, where do you park when you're doing a delivery? Y'all think about that for just a moment, and I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I forgot about letting the dog out. And yeah, I let the dogs out. But anyway, where do y'all park in the driveway? Where do y'all park in the driveway? Where do y'all park when you're doing a drop off? In the driveway? To me personally, I think it kind of depends on if you got a lot of stuff to unload. Because let's face it, if you're doing Walmart Spark and you got a couple of cases of water, are you really going to park out in the street and walk across the yard, which is another topic we'll talk about in just a moment? Or do you want to back up closer to the door to unload their groceries or their merchandise? What do y'all do? I'm just kind of curious. I think it is the liability when you do back up in their driveway. There's no questioning that. That happens. People, if something happens, somebody's going to blame somebody else. Not all the time though. It's like when you have a case of water and an elderly person or a disabled person or something, and they ask you to set that water inside of their house. Technically, you're not supposed to, but it's a decision that you have to make. A good one, bad one, I don't know. I do know that I will park in the driveway 90% of the time if I have like a Walmart Spark order. But if it's um, if park because I have been to some locations where parking in the driveway is a lot further away from their front door than parking in the street. And that parking in the street brings up another deal. How busy of a street is it? Because there's a lot of houses that are parked on main fairways and boulevards. Do you really want to block traffic out there and park? I don't think so. I wouldn't. Sometimes you may have to, others you don't. Make the right decision. Now, with that being said, another thing, as far as yards go, do you walk across your yard or do you walk across the sidewalk? How you doing, pork chop? Well, the reason why I do that, pork chop, is for the replay. Because if somebody comes back and watches the video later, then I'm just going to be sitting here waiting on somebody, and they're going to be watching the live stream, and they're going to go away. They're not going to sit there and watch me watch the camera. That's why I do that. And I used to not do that, but you got to think about the people that's going to be watching it later. And if you go back in there and you edit all that first part out, then it takes out all the live chats. So people watching the replay can't see any live chat that comes up later on. And that's why I do that. How you doing, Rodney? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I've been talking a lot, and I'll go back over it again, pork chop. But me, myself, and I over here was talking about parking in the driveways. So I don't know. Like I said, I park in the driveway unless if it's just a food delivery and I can just, run a bag of food and a drink up in the hot bag, then I'll do that. But if I've got a whole load of groceries, I don't want to carry that all the way, from the street all the way to the front porch, unless the street is closer to the front porch than the driveway is, and that happens. And how you doing, Catherine? You're delivering now? I park in their driveway. Yeah, me too. Now, I know some people, if I had a car that had a oil drip, I wouldn't do it. I knowingly have an oil drip. I wouldn't do it because I don't want to stain up somebody's driveway. But most of the cars nowadays, unless you have something wrong in your car, I don't see a whole lot of cars leaking oil anymore like they used to. Man, back in the 70s and 80s, and even some of the cars in the 90s, a lot of them dripped oil. And I had several of them that did. That's when you get that cat litter and put it out in the driveway. But what I'm saying is, you don't want somebody giving you a bad review because you messed up their driveway, and then they got to go out there and clean it up and all that. So if you don't have oil leak, don't worry about it. But remember, there is liability when you park in somebody's driveway. Be careful. Don't run. Some driveways have the little lights that run down the side of the driveway. Be careful and don't run over them. And when you go to open your car door, make sure you don't hit them. And I did that just the other day. I knocked it over. Luckily, it was just one of them little cheaper dollar store looking ones, which worked great for a while. But I was able just to pick it back up, stick it back in the ground. So if you mess something up, fix it. And if it's something that you can't fix, let the customer know. Take responsibility for what you did. And be willing to take responsibility if you're going to park in the driveway. Because, accidents happen. But 90% of the time, you're probably going to be fine. Probably more than that. Well, anyway, I also tonight, when I'm going to do this later on, is I'm going to be giving something away if y'all are interested. And if you're not interested, I may just keep it for myself. It's a GKU D800 mirror type dash cam. But the cool thing about this is it mounts on your mirror. Okay. You get your rearview mirror and it mounts on it. But the camera is not made onto the mirror part. It is a separate piece. So, with that being said, you could take the mirror part and put it down on the console or rig it up on your dash as just like a monitor. And then you could hook up your front camera. It has 3M tape that just sticks to your windshield. Or I guess you could stick it to your dash. I personally rather put it on the windshield. But anyway, you could put it on the windshield. And then it has a rear camera that you can run to the back of your car, or you can stick it to the headliner and the little, a lot of them have all the little sunglasses holders and all that, but you put that rear camera right there, especially if you have kids or you drive for Uber or Lyft, and then you can monitor the back seats. The video quality in this is actually pretty good. I was impressed. It says 2.5K. So anyway, if anybody's interested in this, what I'm going to do, I had a drawing quite a while back, and StreamYard has a tool that you can put in a certain word, and it will filter through all the comments, and it'll pick one random name out of whoever left that comment. And the keyword is going to be D800 because it is a D800 camera. I believe that's 99.9% sure. Yes, D800 will be the code word. Just that's all you got to do is just put that right there in there. When you get a chance, Catherine, if you want to, be in the drawing, whenever you get stopped, don't do it while you're driving, just continue listening, but just type in D800. I'm not going to do it towards the end of the live stream. That way gives everybody a chance. Well, that'll work. Just like that. And when I run that little tool, I'll show you what it is. Let me share this application window, opera window, giveaway tool. It'll be just like that. And see, I can hit start collecting comments, and whoever put D800, it'll go through there and pick that name, and we can all watch it. So it's not a fixed deal or anything like that. So that's what we will be doing, probably around 7:40, 7:45, somewhere in there. I'd like a few more people to get in, and a pork chop. If nobody else shows up, guess what? It's going to be between you and Catherine. Well, the pork chop, don't forget to put D800, because if you don't put D800, there you go. So, Catherine, you're starting a channel in a few weeks. That's good. That's cool. I enjoy it. I actually had a channel long before Dashing with Grandpa. It was Dirty Shoes Adventures. And we just went camping and fishing and hiking and things like that. And went to museums and places and videoed as much as I could. And I just enjoy the sharing stuff. And why I looked at it is because I have some relatives that aren't able to go out and see some of the stuff that I can. So take the camera along and share it with people like my kinfolk and others who can't get out. I had an old football coach who commented on one of the videos that he really enjoyed it because with his age now, and I don't know, he's around 80 or so, but he can't go hiking that far. He's still in good shape, but you get over a mile or two, and there's a lot of people that's not able to do that. And if I don't get in shape, I'm going to be one of them. I'm going to have to get me a drone to fly the trails so I can see them. But, Catherine, there's a lot of good sites out there that'll help you on developing your channel and learning what the ins and outs of what to do and what will help grow it, and editing software and just different things. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask me. You might Nick Nimmin, Dan Carrier, just Google, you can Google them and come up with them as well. But yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me or just do a search for YouTube developers or YouTube channel makers. That's another good one. That's the name of his channel. His channel maker. His name's Nate. He'll teach you a lot. I have several. That's why I had created a video here on National Grandpa's channel. It really didn't have a whole lot to do with, gig work. But if, like in this case, it did, because like Catherine's going to start a YouTube channel and she does gig work. So by watching that video, she might learn a little bit to get started, and that might help. But I don't have a big channel, as everybody knows, and I'm not a big guru on how to make a channel and get it to grow and all that. But I've been watching these folks for 5 or 6 years, and so I do know how to do it. But knowing how to do it is different from being able to do it. When my daughter was little, she had a sleepover, and I was telling the little girls they was wanting to dance, and like the dance together in sync, and I was telling them how to do the different dance moves. I couldn't dance my way out of a paper sack, but I know what you're supposed to do. Easy to say, hard to do. And so is growing a YouTube channel. It's not that hard to know how to do it. It's a little more difficult to do it. And 90% of the time, it depends on you, the viewer. And you get lucky and you might collab with somebody else and they might help spread your name. And that's how you can get a channel growing. Anyway, we are down to one person in here watching, but that's okay. I'm going to keep talking because somebody may be watching it on the replay. Anyway, I hope everybody is making some money out there. Walmart Spark has been pretty good here lately. So I hope if y'all do Walmart Spark, that it's pretty good. I saw on Pedro's channel that Pedro DoorDash Santiago, that he got on Spark, but he's not working on it yet because they haven't approved him or something. Christo, hello, this is Chris from Charlotte area. I learned about you from Pedro D800. Okay, cool. You got your drawing in there. And tell you what, Chris, go ahead and just put it should pick up D800 out of that, but go ahead and put D800 and that's it. I just want to make sure that you get in there. And I've only used that StreamYard tool for drawing random comments. I've only used it once before, and I'd hate, I'd hate for somebody to put something in there and not get drawn because of some technicality. That wouldn't be cool. Yeah, there you go. That way, if we know that you'll get in there. The only catch is you'll have to email me. Whoever wins will have to email me their mailing address. Otherwise, I don't know where to send this. And but we can discuss that later. Just don't post your mailing address on the chat. We don't want everybody to know where we live, and you'll know where I live because it'll have a return address on it. So don't worry about any of that. But Catherine, you got an order still here, waiting for screening with Spark. Can't wait. I like Spark. It's my moneymaker. How are you handling deliveries in the extreme heat? Because I know it's hot even when you start early. It's tough, especially in my car, because I don't know. Porkchop, you're usually watching my videos, so you probably know my air conditioner in my car is a little messed up. It blows like humid air. I took it to my son-in-law, and he says the air compressor or the air conditioning compressor is going out. So when you like stop at a red light or stop sign or something, it gets real kind of humidity, warm air, and it's honestly it's cooler to roll the windows down for that moment. When you're out on the road going down the highway or something, it's great. It cools off and it's wonderful. But um, I'm not handling it very well, to be honest with you. About 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, if my girlfriend is out dashing, and now she's doing Spark too. But I'll ride with her. I had to get with her day before yesterday or yesterday, I can't remember now, and ride with her. It just got too hot. But if it's below 100, it's not too bad. But when it gets up to 105 to 115 or whatever it's been, my car actually was showing 123 degrees yesterday. I know that wasn't right, but it was showing that. So yeah, I'm not handling the heat all that great, but it'll be fall soon. It's $1,250 to fix that, and I don't know. I don't have that kind of money to put out on that. If it's a capital D or a lowercase d, I don't know. I put it in as a lowercase d. So honestly, do not know. But might throw it in both ways. I just use the lowercase because a lot of people won't put a capital D. And like I said, I don't want to take a chance on somebody not getting their name in the drawing. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana. It's 100 right now. I've been to Shreveport a few times. There in Bossier City. I liked it down there. A long time ago, I had cousins that lived down there, and they had a restaurant. I don't even remember the name of the restaurant. One of them high-end restaurants. One that I probably normally wouldn't eat at, but I got to eat free, so I ate there. The other few times was passing through, and a couple of times actually went to the casinos there. One trip to the casinos, and that was enough for me. How you doing, right here, Lisa? Lisa, I don't know if you knew or not, but if you want it, I'm going to be having a drawing for it's a mirror cam, but you don't actually have to connect the mirror part of it. It's the monitor. You don't actually have to connect it to the mirror. You're supposed to, but the camera is a separate piece, the front and rear camera. If you do want to be in the drawing, just put in D800. D as in Delta and 800 as in how old I am. Now, I'm not quite 800 yet, but anyway, that's that. And we was discussing whether it was a capital D or a little d. I put a little d on the StreamYard tool for the drawing, but I'm not real sure if it pays attention to capitalization or not. And at least while you're here, here's a question for you. When you do a delivery, do you park in the driveway or do you park in the street? Or does it just depend? Does that poll show up? Oh, it does. I had never, this is the first time I did a poll, y'all. So it's showing. Can I stretch that out? Well, I don't know how to, oh, there it goes. 80% of y'all, which we haven't had that many people yet, say they park in the street or parking lot. That's interesting. Oh, you went to Shreveport during the hurricane? I always park on the street. Got to get my steps in for the day. I understand that. But what if you have like a spark order and you've got 2 cases of water, a couple of 24 packs of Dr. Pepper, then all the regular groceries, would you still park in the street? or would you park in the driveway? With me, it kind of depends. If it's like Spark, like I was saying earlier, I'll park in the driveway. If it's like if I'm delivering on Uber or DoorDash or something, and it's just food, then usually I'll park in the street. But oh, you have a wagon. I've seen those wagons, and actually, I think delivering with Ellen, I believe she had one on a little video, a little folding wagon. But I don't know. I guess you could take it out and load the stuff, and then put the wagon back on top of the car. I can't remember. I think you have a little SUV, don't you? I can't remember right now. A lot of time you can. Chris says a lot of the time you can just hose your condenser or change the condenser filter if you have one. You collect a lot of dirt as you drive. Yeah, that's what my son-in-law. That's the first thing he suggested me: go down to the car wash, and you can only see the condenser through the front grill because it's got all that plastic garb on the top when you open the hood. And I got the wand and was spraying it off, and it blew cooler for a minute, and then it went right back to that after it got dried out and everything. And I guess maybe they have a way to test the air conditioner compressor because he said it was starting to go out. I'm not real sure. I know you can order some of them like on Amazon for like $800, but then you have the labor involved unless you know how to do it and all the proper tools. But I don't know. That's a lot of money. I love my car, but it really needs a paint job. Now my seats were in perfect condition, but getting in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out so much on that leather, I've got a little tear in the side of my leather now, which I know I can order a new seat or put a seat cover on it. But there's some little things with that car that really need fixing, and it needs window tint badly. There is no tint. That's another reason why that car is so hot. It's black, no window tint, not even a factory tint. But it's a 2011 with about 160,000, getting close to 160,000 miles. How much money is a car that age and that condition? How much money should you be willing to invest in it? I do like the car, though. That's the whole thing. If I didn't like the car that well, out the door she'd go. But I do like the car. My chair needs some oil on it. I'm gonna have to check into those little wagons. On those bigger orders, it'd sure be nice. About 2 weeks ago, I kind of messed up. The GPS actually messed me up. Don't depend on the GPS. When you get into a neighborhood and you know you're right about that house, go ahead and turn that GPS off. Get out of the maps and go back to your app. Verify the address because GPS, for some reason, a couple of weeks ago, gave me it was like apartment 302A. And when I'd get an order out, almost had it all on their porch. And then somebody started hollering at me from probably about 100 yards down and said, "Those are mine." And then I looked again and I closed the map out then and it said 300A, not 302A. The GPS took me to 302A. And I knew I normally don't depend on the GPS when it comes to nailing it down that close, but I did. And I wound up having to carry it. I started to put the stuff back in the car and drive it down there, but I thought, and by the time I carry it back over to the car, load and get it all loaded, go back down to that house and get it back out of the car, bail on the porch, I could get it from porch to porch. That was a lot. And one of them little wagons sure would have been nice. Luckily, there was I'm just going to say a person because I'm not real sure. Very friendly person who assisted me to carry it down to the correct address, and I was much appreciative of that. Oh, you love your wagon? I've had it a couple of years. Amazon also has stair climbers for stairs. Really? Hmm. I hadn't. I'll have to look on Amazon after a while and check that out. I didn't know they had. That sounds interesting. Chris, I was in Biloxi at the beginning of the year and gambled a little. How far are you from there? Um, I think it's about 6 hours. Because here I'm in Wichita Falls, so you have to go down to Dallas and then go across, go east over into Louisiana. And it's about 2 hours. Well, to get all the way through the Dallas area, about 2.5 hours. And then I think it's another 3 to 4 hours from Dallas on over to Shreveport and Biloxi. So I would say about 6 hours from here. Well, it says they have 3 wheels so you can take stuff upstairs. So does it handle cases of water real well? I mean, do you pull it up backwards like you would a wheelchair? I'm just gonna have to check those out. I don't know if we can do that. We go to. We'll just all look at it while we're here. What else we got to do? Some of us are working, aren't they? Doubles is a dolly. Okay. Is it called a stair climber? I don't know. Stair climber hand. Oh, I see what you're looking at. Well, I mean, something maybe like it. Let me see if I can get this screen shared. Share screen. Is that what you're talking about? Something like that? I have a dolly that folds down and I got Harbor Freight. That little 76.49, but I tell you what, if that would spare your back, it would be well worth it. Especially when you got to, because there, unfortunately, and I'm sure most of us who do Spark orders and Amazon Flex and all that probably have declined a few orders because they can recognize that it's going to be a second or a third floor apartment, and we decline those orders because we don't want to carry all that water up there. Yes, it's great. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I'm 220 pounds. I don't know. Like I said, 76.49 sounds like a lot, but look at the money you're going to make up for it. I'm going to check into that. We'll see what I can find out more about. Be cool to get one and do a review on it and put it on here. Let me get back to where we were at. Get the right screen back up. There we go. Don't want to share that yet. Let's just flip back over to little old me. You've done videos on your equipment? Okay, cool. I did not know that. Let's throw a link in here. Can you? I don't know if it'll let you throw a link in or not. Where you at? There you are. There's Rideshare Lisa's. You know what? If I made you a we call it a moderator. You could probably post your own link, couldn't you? Let's see. How do I do add moderator? Okay. Now you're a moderator. You got one of them tools you can use. So yeah, if you have a video on one of those and you want to share that link, feel free to. I've watched a lot of your videos, but maybe it was a while back that you had done it. You know, when I first started this, I was watching a lot of people's videos, but I've tried. There's a few y'all, and Lisa, you're one of them. But there's a few y'all that I watch, but then there's some more that I like to watch, but I don't always have time, and I don't know. Oh, are you retired? Well, that depends on what you call retired. Technically, no. What would you call it? I guess semi-retired. What the deal was is I worked at a mental hospital here, and I wound up getting hurt on the job, and then as it turned out, I got put on workman's comp, and I wound up getting fired because I ran out of time, but I was on workman's comp. Makes no sense, but it is legal in the state of Texas. I do know that because I checked into it. But anyway, I worked a couple of odd jobs, and then and filling in, I started doing which one? Uber Eats first, and I was making a couple of about 2.5 years ago. Uber Eats paid very well. I mean, it was paying $12, $14 per order, and gas wasn't what it is now either. And I just started kind of doing that, and I liked the flexibility and the freedom of the whole job. And then I could do my YouTube stuff, and it was a win-win situation. It's gotten tougher, but I've adapted to the changes and got DoorDash, Walmart Spark, Grubhub. I have about 8 different apps that I can run. Generally speaking, I just strictly run Roadie and Walmart Spark because Uber Eats, unfortunately, has kind of been following lately in DoorDash's footsteps and giving you trashy orders. Coincidence? I don't know. Either way, though. But, you know, so while I don't work a W 2 full time job, it's technically a full time job doing the YouTube and doing the gig work. So, and if I can hang on to this for about 8 more years, then I can officially become retired and collect Social Security and all that good stuff. Big money there. But, it's something. Oh, it says the last one I did, I have to apologize. I was recovering from COVID. I was still a little miserable. Oh, you're talking about the last video you did? Man, I've been, knock on wood, so far I've been lucky. Surprised the dogs didn't start barking on that. I wasn't even thinking about it. It seems like it's going around again. I mean, I know it hadn't disappeared, but have y'all noticed when you go into the restaurants, and some of the restaurants here are requiring their employees to wear masks again? But even when I go and do a shop and deliver order on Spark, I've noticed there's a lot of customers now that are putting the mask back on. And you didn't get it for 2 years. And I know it's neither here nor there, but did you get the shot? I did. I was against it at the beginning, but the more I thought about it, and since I have had cancer and my immunity system's low, and I go around my mom a lot, and she's older, I thought it's just best just to get the shots. But as we all know, that doesn't prevent you from getting it because Fauci himself got it, but he didn't get it as bad. So I don't know. I hopefully don't get it because I really am not ready to check out just yet. Chris, my Uber Eats does not show me the address up front because I don't take the majority of the orders. Yes, I don't even know what to do with my phone. But yeah, they used to show you the addresses. Well, without getting one, I wouldn't even see. But I think my acceptance rating has dropped quite a bit on Uber Eats because of that. Because I started getting a lot of $4 orders. Explore. Let's see. I believe that was acceptance rating. Yeah, acceptance rating. Y'all can see that. Ooh, can you see it? I don't know if you'll be. Oh, wait. I see it coming in. 10%. But it's also saying I declined 92 orders. And I don't believe that's correct. But it could be. But you have to pick and choose. If you don't pick and choose, you're going to lose. That's for sure. But sometimes it's better to go ahead and take some of those orders that doesn't really make sense. But if it's paying $1.50 a mile or whatever, it might be better to go ahead and take them. I have been told that they prioritize, like a Walmart Spark. The higher your acceptance rating is, the higher you're prioritized. So, because there's even some Walmart Spark orders I don't take. I went ahead and took one yesterday, $9. It only went 3 miles, but it was 2 orders for $9, and that's pretty bad. No tip. But I wanted to get my acceptance rating back up, and it was still paid technically enough. If you compared that $9 to, say, a DoorDash delivery, $9 was good because we all know some of those DoorDash deliveries can be $2.50, $3.50, somewhere in there. And technically, this Walmart Spark order turned out to be $4.50. My acceptance rate is 9%. You're not alone. Yeah, we're running neck and neck. But like I said, used to Uber Eats was really good, and Grubhub was really good. And Grubhub, I would say about 75 to 80% of the orders that I do get on Grubhub are still good, but I don't get very many anymore. It's like DoorDash is taking over, and they're getting all of the people that don't know better that takes these 250 orders, and it makes it tough. And I understand, and I wouldn't tell anybody not to take them. Just you have to take what feels right to you. If it makes sense to you, then take it. But be careful when you're taking the $3 and $3.50 orders, because there's a good chance that order has sat around on the shelf, and when you go pick that order up, you may just have got that order. You may go pick it up, and you may get a bad rating. And it's not you that caused the bad rating. It's the DoorDash app, or technically it's the customer, because if they'd have tipped, they'd have probably got it picked up right off. But things happen. But either way, you have to watch those orders because it's already set on the shelf. And when you deliver it, you're DoorDash. You're not Grandpa or Lisa or Chris. You're DoorDash. So be careful. Matt Hardick from Michigan. How you doing? Appreciate you dropping by. If you're interested in a camera, mirror, Matt's supposed to sit on your mirror. GKU D800. You can Google that right quick and check it out and see if it's something you want. I'm going to have a drawing here in a few minutes, and if you're interested, simply put D800, like D800. Wouldn't it be funny if I won it? I better quit putting that. I think I can remove myself from it. And if it does pick me, then we'll go to the next one anyway. Grubhub seems to be picking up in my area. That's good. You know, uh, Pete, Paid to Drive. He talked a lot about Grubhub. I've been watching him for a couple of years, and used to he did do deliveries. Now I think he mainly reads emails, which some of those emails are still pretty good to listen to. But he was talking about how good Grubhub was 3 and 4 years ago and further back. And I wish it'd be like that again. But maybe they'll pick up. So who knows? What time we got? We got 8:45. We got 5 people. 5 people watching right now. So one of y'all are probably fixing to win. Y'all want to do that? Because I said 8:45, didn't I? It's 8:46 now. And you may be waiting around so you can get out of here if you didn't win. National, I wish it was too. Yeah. All right, y'all. Okay, I'm going to get to 8:50. Put in, well, no, I ain't going to give it to 8:50. Let's just do it now. D800. Put that in the comments right now because I'm fixing to do that drawing. Let's see. How can I get this screen up here? Let's see. I want to be little. I want that big. All right. There we go. All right, y'all ready? Let's see. Here we go. Is it going? Oh, wait. You know what? It would help if I got on the right window. All right, here we go. I got 6 entries. Did it switch? Yep. Okay, y'all can see it now. I just want to make sure everybody can see everything real good. All right. Good luck. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Chris Doe, you won. That's cool. All right. Maybe it hadn't showed up yet. Maybe I spoke out of turn because I'm watching this on 2 different monitors. So anyway, congratulations, Chris Doe. If you will send me your where I can mail it to, I will get it sent to you. You can shoot me an email, and I'll know who it is. Go ahead and put in where you're from because I remember that. I'm not going to forget that one. But send the email to dashinggrandpa@gmail.com, just like the channel name, Dashing Grandpa. And Gmail is Google. So congratulations. And I will get that sent out probably tomorrow, or as soon as as soon as you send me your address, I'll get it sent out the next business day. Let's make it official. That's cool. All right. Now, keep in mind, I got this out of the package to just do a video on it, a review on it, and so it did have the plastic wrap around it, but everything was right back in it, and I used it for an hour. And then you will have to get your SD card. I will tell you that. I had to take my SD card out of my other dash cam. The cool thing about this one, and they may all do that, is I just had the camera hung up over the top of my mirror, so it was shaking. And when I'd hit a bump, when you go looking in your filing system on the SD card, it'll separate that shake. I guess that's the G sensor part of it. I'm not real smart on these things, but I do know this is it's actually a pretty good camera. It's 2.5K resolution, and you can lighten and darken the screen. I'll probably when this live gets through, I'll probably go down into the description and put an Amazon link to this. So if anybody else is interested in looking at it or maybe even buying one, there'll be an affiliate link down there in the description later on tonight, or yeah, I'll probably get it in there later tonight. So anyway, congratulations. You got a good camera. And like I said earlier, I don't know if he was around or not. The mirror part, you can put on your mirror if you want. Basically, all it is the monitor. It has split screen. But if you have a way to put it on your dash or your console, you can put it down there. And then you don't, because like with my mirror in my car, it's got my compass on there. And I really do like seeing that, especially when I'm getting places that I don't really know where I'm at. Because I know if all I got to do is head west, I'll get there. But when you're in the middle of the neighborhood, you don't know which way west is unless the sun's out. Anyway, congratulations. So hope everybody. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, y'all. Well, I don't know. We got 9 people in here now. If y'all haven't hit the thumbs up button, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. And let's check out that poll. And it looks like it's down to 56%. How did I open that? Oh, there we go. Okay, 56% say they park in the street or in the parking lot. 33% park in the driveway. 11% depends on what you're dropping off, and 0 depends on the traffic. Really, I figured somebody would be going with the traffic as well, because we have some streets that houses are on, and some of them on our hills, and there's no way I'm going to park in the street because they can't see you when they come up that hill. They're there, and as much as I would like a new car, I don't want to have to deal with doing insurance claims and all that, and taking a chance on somebody getting hurt or me getting ran over by getting out of the car. I really figured depending on the traffic would be something. But this was the question that the poll is would you park in the driveway or not? Or do you park in the driveway or not when you're doing deliveries? I was just kind of interested. It was a subject that got sent to me in an email, and it was a good subject, I thought. So oh man, it depends on or street if I can. When I'm doing food, yeah, I park in the street 90% of the time, unless the traffic is bad or it's a dangerous spot. But if it's like Walmart Sparkwater and it's quite a bit, I go ahead and park in the driveway. A lot of people don't want to park in the driveway because it is a liability. Because you are actually, once you cross that sidewalk or 3 foot, I don't know how it is in other areas, but like where I live in Wichita Falls, I believe the city has a 3 foot easement. But once you go past that city easement, you're on private property technically. And if you run over something, you're responsible for it. So I get why some people don't want to park in the driveway. I understand that. But I take a chance because I don't want to carry 2 or 3 cases of water 20 yards to the front porch. Call me lazy, call me whatever you want to, but it is what it is, and that's all it is. Dash and Walmart, I mostly park in the driveway. It depends on where the drop off is. That's it. And the thing of it is in some areas, and I'm sure there's houses like that wherever y'all live, it's closer to parking the street than the driveway because a lot of people's driveways are way over there on the bigger houses. And all you got to do is walk across a little front yard that's not very deep. All the whole lot is mostly house and driveway. So yeah, in that case, yes, I'd park in the street. But most of the time I park in the driveway. If it's like Walmart Spark food deliveries, like I said, I park in the street. But I don't want to walk. I don't walk across the grass. I've walked around even when the grass looked more like weeds than grass. But you know, they may be trying to get the grass to grow, and I don't want to be walking across it. I think some of that stemmed from when I was, how old was I? 12, 13. I had a paper route, and I would cut across some of the yards on my bicycle, throwing the papers. And this old man never failed. He'd be out there at 5 o'clock in the morning waiting on his paper. And if he even saw me aiming towards his yard, he'd be fussing at me not to ride through his yard, which at the time I thought that was a little old cranky man. But when you water in your yard and you're trying to get your grass to grow, I kind of understand. Maybe it comes with age, but that's the way it is. Oh, well, I'm lazy, and that's why I don't do shopping orders. I don't like to do my own shopping. So not doing anyone else's. If I haven't used the Instacart app in quite a while, so it may have changed up now. And I know, like the DoorDash shopping orders, they don't tell you nothing. They tell you the item, and sometimes they don't even give you a picture. Do they even give you a picture? I don't remember. Anyway, I do know if you do Walmart Spark, it tells you the aisle number and the section number and the picture. And most of the time, if they're out of an item, you don't have to contact the customer. You can put uh, out of item or unable to find. I forgot how it's worded now. You'd think I'd know because I do it nearly every day. Anyway, item unavailable. I think that's what it says. If you click that, usually the customers put in a substitution. And if you hit not available, it might give you another substitution, or it may just say choose your own, which sometimes choose your own can be difficult because yesterday I had one that they wanted Sprite, but it wasn't a regular Sprite, it was something else. But they wanted it in 12-pack cans. They didn't have it. I hit can't find. Then they wanted that type of Sprite in the 6-pack. They didn't have it. All they had was just regular Sprite. So I tried to scan that, and it said that it was wrong UPC, so they didn't get any Sprite. But anyway, Walmart Spark shop and delivery orders are a whole lot easier if you do like 20 items or less. I'll do those all day long because they pay a lot better and you save your gas. And in my case, since my air conditioner is not that great in my car, it's nice to go inside somewhere and cool off. Oh, Chris says, I am a meter reader for the city. I go through plenty of yards. I don't think twice about walking through someone's yard. At least I like choosing the replacement most of the time. Yeah. How you doing, T. Ron? We're about fixing to wrap it up around here, but glad you made it. Bye. The one thing that I had yesterday, Lisa, that was a replacement, it was for, I don't even remember what it was. And honestly, I didn't even know what the kind of product it was. And I wound up asking somebody, and they said it's like a bread, but it was over there by the deli, some kind of stuff. I didn't know what it was. That's where I had a hard time picking a replacement because if you don't even know what it is, I mean, it could have been cookies. It looked like cookies, but it was some kind of bread. I might have got them a package of cookies. I just went ahead and no substitute found. You know, they might not have been happy, but that's what it is. And another thing, if there's a quick hint, real fast, since we're talking about Spark orders or shop and deliver orders, if you do add a substitute, and Lisa, you probably already know this, but if you add a substitute and then you bind the right item, and then you try to add that and then take away that substitute, it will not let you take away the substitute. I called support, and they told me I had to take both items to the customer, and it'd be up to the customer to take one of them back. Had I thought about it, it kind of messed, because I worked at Walmart part-time a few years ago in the deli, but I do know that their inventory and shipping is based on what items go through the computer and it deducts from their inventory. So it would have kind of messed it up. In this case, it was a brown trash can versus a white trash can. They wanted a white trash can, but they didn't have the particular trash can they wanted, so I added a brown trash can. Keep up with me. So, but then I saw a white trash can after I'd added the brown trash can. And what I should have done is just swapped them out. And, not because if you get checked when you're going outdoor, they're not going to check the UPC. They're going to check that it's a 13 and a half gallon trash can, and that's that. They could care less what color it is, but it does kind of mess up the inventory at Walmart. But it would have saved that customer from having to take the one they didn't want back. But as it turned out, the girl said she would just keep them both. So it worked out. Nash Mama, I was finishing up another video for YouTube, and I saw you in here, Dash Grandpa. I really need to get another camera, as using the iPad is rather a pain. What did I do with it? I was hiding over here behind my Route 44 Sonic Cup. This is what I use 95% of the time. Can you see that? And it's the GoPro 8. I'd like to have a GoPro 10, but the 11 should be out September, October, somewhere in there. So I'm going to hold off and just see what kind of changes they make. If there's real good changes, I may go ahead and get one. But I really like the GoPro. And another thing for you folks that use like your cell phone camera and you have want a way to not have to hold it, or if you use an action camera like the GoPro, I got this in the other day, and it is a magnetic holder. I don't know if it's got a really strong magnet on it, and you can put your camera on there, because like the GoPros have even the older GoPros that in the body have the little thing like this. If you can see that, there we go. Anyway, you put that on there, and it comes with an attachment. This is what I was getting at. If you're going to be using a phone and you want something like this, it has this little piece, and you can put that little piece like so, and you put your phone in there like that, and it sticks to it. But this is magnetic. It will pop on there, but you can wear this around your neck like so. I don't know if you can see, like that, or you can wear it like this and like that. Can you see? Oh. Kind of cool. Anyway, kind of got off on a tangent there, but I really like this. This is really cool. One of my viewers, Henry, we was talking about the and I forgot what action camera it was. It was a different action camera versus the GoPro. And we was talking about that the other day, and he was talking about them having the mounts that you can wear like that to hold the action camera. And I got on Amazon, and look at what I got. If y'all are interested in anything like that, I'll put a description of that and the camera that we gave away earlier. I'll put a link to the descriptions down in the. I'll put a link to the items in the description below. I'll get it right shortly. Anyway, it's 9:04 and I have rambled on, so I am going to get out of here, y'all. Try to do something productive. Yeah, that little phone. Be careful if you get that magnetic phone holder, camera holder, phone holder, whatever, because when you got to put that magnet on there, it snaps like a rat trap, and I got kind of chunky fingers, and it grabs that fat, it'll definitely get your attention. So anyway, I hope y'all have a great night, and I really appreciate y'all coming by. And enjoyed it. Hope to see y'all next time. I'll have something else going on. I don't know what it'll be, but we'll be there. Y'all keep smiling, keep dashing, dancing, prancing, doing something. Anything. Just do something, because you're going to grow old if you don't. I'll see y'all in the next video or the next live. Thanks again for coming by, and y'all have a great night. Night, y'all.